Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. My name is Paul, the Canadian Snowman, here once again with another awesome history video. Uh, we used to have like Macedonia versus like Rome, and I figured, Macedonian, Alexander the Great, and this came up. So, yeah, it's only a two-part series, and I've been interested about this anyway because I've been doing Geography Now videos, and well, I did Alexander. I've done a series on Alexander the Great. It's one of my earlier series, and so definitely check that out. But at the end, they couldn't find his body. Like, it wasn't, you know, no, it got lost apparently. But then I'm doing Geography Now videos, and I think it might have been Iraq. They have a tomb in Iraq, or they have Alexander the Great's body in Iraq. And I'm thinking like, I thought the body was lost. I don't know. Yeah, I've had a lot of Geography Now videos where they've mentioned Alexander the Great. So, definitely a popular figure, awesome leader, and all that fun stuff. And yeah, I'm really interested to see, body and tomb, what this is all about. So this is got to be very interesting. Hope you guys are interested too. And let's check it out. Oh yeah, thanks for the suggestions too. Like, I was actually thinking about just doing the Rome takes over Greece there, and then realized it was like a 2-hour video. I'm like, don't really want to do that right now. If I end up doing it, it'll be broken into a lot of parts, and it definitely won't be a one-shotter. But anyways, guys, let's jump into this. Before we do, please hit that like and subscribe, please and thank you. And yeah, full screen. Bam. Kings and generals, guys. Awesome.
This video was sponsored by The Great Courses Plus. Go to thegreatcoursesplus.com today to start your free trial.
Okay, that's a short one.
On the 11th of June, 323 BC, Alexander the Great passed away.
I forgot how big his realm is, so I just want to pause it for a second just so I can kind of check it out. Like, wow. That's pretty big, guys. Okay, that's where it came. Oh, and then Rome was over here in Italy. Okay, wow. Pretty impressive, because it's been a while since I've done a video on Alexander the Great. So.
Following his death in Babylon, his body became a continuing source of war, intrigue, and mystery. His body and his tomb were lost. Yet the legend lives on, and historians are still trying to uncover clues to their whereabouts. But how did this all come about? Why did all records of Alexander's tomb abruptly cease? In this two-part documentary, we shall unravel the history surrounding Alexander's tomb and attempt to answer this question. This is the story behind Alexander's body and his tomb. Almost immediately after Alexander's death, chaos erupted, as the Macedonians quickly began arguing over the fate of the empire, leaving his body unattended for many days in the Babylonian heat. Legend has it that upon returning to the corpse, to everyone's amazement, they found it in pristine condition, untouched by decay. Perdiccas, the highest-ranking commander in Babylon, then had Alexander's body embalmed and placed in a golden coffin. For the next 2 years, Alexander's body remained in Babylon, as Perdiccas and his followers oversaw the construction of a funeral carriage unlike any other the world had seen. The carriage was designed to resemble a great temple. It had beautiful Ionic columns, encircled by paintings depicting Alexander and his army, and was covered with gold. It was to be pulled by 64 mules, each bearing a golden crown and bell. Upon its completion, Perdiccas ordered that Alexander's body was to be escorted home to Agae in Macedonia, the traditional resting place of the Macedonian kings. Yet the plan went horribly wrong. The governor of Egypt, Ptolemy, was aware of the great wealth and potential of his domain, and soon grew ambitious, eager to get rid of Perdiccas' control. He believed he might achieve this by taking possession of Alexander's body, as it was a superhuman talisman representing authority and legitimacy in this new post-Alexander world. Whoever controlled the body held great sway. Ptolemy was not deterred by Perdiccas's precautions to keep the body, but he needed a daring plan.
So you think if you have his body, like everyone's gonna flock to you, and you're gonna get this power because you have his body. When people kind of know where the body is going anyway, so if you steal a body, then I don't get it. But because the words need around you stole the body, so I don't think the body. I don't know. Maybe if you're the end destination for the body to go, okay, I get it. People are gonna be like, "Oh, great, you got the body. You were the one that was chosen to have Alexander the Great's tomb." But if you're known for stealing it, I just think you're just bringing hurt on yourself, and you're just waiting for everyone to kind of attack you. So I don't get it. Or else maybe he just, because the tomb was probably like is made of gold and stuff, so man, it's probably worth a lot of money. Maybe they just thinking about the money. I don't know.
In 321 BC, Alexander's elaborate funeral cart left Babylon for Macedonia. Yet as the procession was making its way through Syria, Ptolemy made his move, bribing the escort, seizing the body, and diverting it to Egypt, where he had it housed in Memphis, the traditional Egyptian capital. Perdiccas was furious, as his authority as regent had been severely tarnished. It was the opposite for Ptolemy, as Alexander's soldiers came from far and wide to swell the ranks of his army. Perdiccas immediately marched on Egypt with his army, his main aim to regain control of the body and restore his authority. In the ensuing war, covered in our documentary, which you can see here, Ptolemy emerged victorious and Perdiccas was murdered. Alexander's body was now securely in Ptolemy.
What was the name of that? This war is covered? What was it?
Perdiccas was murdered. Alexander's body was now securely in...
I didn't realize there was a video on this war. I might have to watch that again. Sorry, I was looking for the link, but it didn't pop back up. Anyway.
Perdiccas was murdered. Alexander's body was now securely in Ptolemy's possession. He quickly began proclaiming the link between himself and Alexander, becoming the first of the Diadochi to put Alexander's image on his coinage, and emphasizing that he was a favorite of Alexander in his account of the conquest of Asia. Ptolemy also cultivated a local legend of Alexander. Rather than being the son of Philip of Macedon, Egyptian tales soon became widespread that Alexander was the son of the last Egyptian pharaoh, Nectanebo II. In 343 BC, the Persians had deposed Nectanebo, who had then died in exile. His pre-made sarcophagus in Memphis had therefore remained empty. It is likely Ptolemy had first placed Alexander in this empty coffin, and it was from there that this fabulous story took root. A pharaoh of Egypt could only be legitimate if he was related to his predecessor, so this tale helped portray Alexander as Nectanebo's rightful heir. It also established a connection between the Macedonian and Egyptian dynasties, a connection that only helped Ptolemy's cause. At the same time, Ptolemy began spreading the rumour that he was in fact an illegitimate son of Philip II, and thus the half-brother of Alexander. Both stories spread rapidly and helped Ptolemy secure his rule in Egypt, thanks in good measure to his clever use of Alexander's body. Following the climactic...
Okay, well, I didn't think it made any sense for him to do it, but obviously it worked. So, wow. I guess, it's kind of, word of mouth, obviously, easily spread rumors back in the day. It's not like they had, computers and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean his people, I guess, in the area wouldn't know anything about, I guess, really the history of Alexander, so they can only really take Ptolemy's word for it, But obviously, I think anyone outside of that area, they're probably not going to buy that story. But I guess it served its purpose, right?
Battle of Ipsus in 301's body. Following the climactic Battle of Ipsus in 301 BC, Ptolemy had Alexander's body moved to the centre of his new capital at Alexandria and placed in a new elaborate tomb. The city had been founded by Alexander back in 331 BC, but had only recently been completed. Immediately, Ptolemy set about promoting Alexander adulation. Not only did he have Alexander publicly honoured as the founder of Alexandria, but he introduced a state cult of Alexander throughout Egypt. His statues were erected far and wide, while processions and festivals centered around the great conqueror also appeared. In 283 BC, Ptolemy I passed away. For the next 150 years, Ptolemy's descendants would rule Egypt, and the memory of the great king was crucial for their dynasty. Almost immediately after his father's death, Ptolemy II Philadelphus had him deified and worshipped alongside Alexander. The message was clear. In both life and death, these two kings were inseparable. Philadelphus also created a new religious festival in honor of his father, the Ptolemaion. Hosted every 4 years, this festival attracted many thousands of visitors, not only from Egypt, but all around the Greek world. Fortunately for us, a description of the Ptolemaion, staged in 275 to 274 BC, survives. Dubbed the Grand Procession of Ptolemy Philadelphus, it was an extremely lavish parade through the centre of Alexandria. Soldiers, animals, gems, gold, and images of gods, especially Dionysius, all featured, emphasizing the unbounded wealth, splendor, and power of Ptolemaic Egypt. Alexander was central to the procession. First, his statue appeared on top of a great float, accompanied by another statue of the now deified Ptolemy I, both wearing gold diadems of ivy leaves. Following this came a golden statue of Alexander in a chariot, towed by 4 elephants and surrounded by statues of the gods. This procession reminded the onlookers not only that Alexandria was the home of Alexander's body, but also of the inseparable link between it and the Ptolemies. Desiring to further emphasize this link, Ptolemy IV Philopator placed Alexander's body in a new royal burial complex in circa 215 BC. It soon
I just want to say, wow. I didn't realize how this actually worked at the beginning. I didn't get it at all, but now it's just wow. Talk about it worked. He basically made himself famous, the same level of famous as Alexander the Great. Which is probably really what he wanted and everything, and made Egypt grow in power. And wow, it's very impressive. I mean. And now it seems like this body's being moved around maybe too much. I don't know.
Royal burial complex in circa 215 BC. It soon became known as the Soma, or the body, named after its main exhibit. This new mausoleum was almost certainly visually majestic, perhaps inspired by the famed tomb of Mausolus at Halicarnassus. The complex may also have been circular, in its turn possibly inspiring the great tombs of the Roman emperors Augustus and Hadrian. Inside the enclosure, Alexander's body was placed in an underground chamber along with remains of the Ptolemies, once again emphasizing the closest possible link between the Ptolemies and Alexander. The Soma soon became an iconic feature of Alexandria. From far and wide, visitors would journey to Alexander's city and see his marvelous tomb. It was a place of pagan pilgrimage. Still, no dynasty can last forever, and by the beginning of the 1st century BC, the Ptolemaic dynasty had become a shadow of its former power. So great was its turmoil that in 89 BC, King Ptolemy X had done the unthinkable. In desperate need of money to pay his mercenaries, he melted down Alexander's golden sarcophagus, replacing it with one made of glass. Regardless, Ptolemaic power continued to dwindle, and within 70 years, a new power would be ruling Alexandria. A power that also had a keen interest in Alexander's tomb, but for very different reasons: Rome. While creating this documentary, we used the series of lectures called Understanding Greek and Roman Technology from Professor...
Is this the end? Yep. I think so. Yes, yeah. Yes, yeah. Oh, wow. So, he got all that fame and like had everything going for him when he wasn't even related to him. Like, it's pretty insane. By the way, this is just part 1 of 2. You get to see what happens next to Alexander the Great's body. It doesn't surprise me that they took his, sort of a sarcophagus or whatnot and melted it and put him. I don't understand it. It's a glass. They put him in a glass, like, coffin instead. Now I'm surprised they didn't throw him in like a nice wooden coffin. But okay, glass seems like it's going to be too easy to break. But wow, and now he's going to be even more desperate for money. He's going to sell a body now. Like, dang. But, wow. I don't even know what else to say about WoW, guys. Let's check out the next episode, because that was pretty cool. I didn't realize how much was put into his body, though, When I heard it got lost, I'm like, okay, so I thought maybe it's got lost over time. Like, they stole the body, and, the links just, it's over time. We just got lost. I mean, I guess that still could have been the case. I mean, we still got one more part to go through. That might be the ending case, but who knows? Who knows? But anyways, guys, hope you liked this video. Please hit that like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments below and what you guys think about all this. And yeah, it's pretty cool, interesting stuff. It's not like a war or anything, but it's a mystery, right? That stuff's always cool, and it's a little different, right? But anyways, guys, yes, like, subscribe, catch you guys in future videos. You guys are awesome. Peace.